Well, here we are again. This is the second episode of that playthrough, that dev playthrough of Dishonored. And this time, last time we had Harvey and I, and this time we're inviting a bunch of devs. We have Ricardo Bare, who worked on the mission we're going to play now, the Overseers. We also Rich Wilson, who also worked on the Overseers. And then we have Seth Shain, who worked on the systems. He was one of the system designers together with Dinga. Bakaba. And so let's go. It's going to be casual. I'm playing, and whatever I'm doing is going to give context to some anecdotes and some little stories that people still remember. And of course, last time I said the game had been out for 15 years, which was wrong. I got fooled by a tweet that said, well, for a 15 years game, it's pretty cool. And then I thought 15, and then Harvey made the math, and he corrected me on this one. So it's been actually almost 14 years, to be clear. But anyway, still a long time. So let's go. Sorry, switching the cam.
I think one of the reasons a 14-year-old game is still pretty good, other than the fact that I think that the gameplay is timeless, is graphically, it just doesn't age like other games at the time that were going for more of a photoreal look. Now they're competing with today's photoreal looking games, but
yeah,
kind of like impressionist versa we went with. It lent it a timeless look that will age much better than more photoreal games, I think.
I agree. We had the same reaction with Harvey yesterday, where in the sense the architecture is so incredible, even for today's game, frankly. Now, of course, there's a little less polygons, specifically on the characters, but the art direction in general is just really, really working well. Anyway, so on our way to kill the High Overseer.
Did you already get the mission briefing?
Well, that's a good point.
Hey, I forgot how much the camera moves, by the way. I forgot how much motion you put.
I know your deception is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Caldwell.
I do remember at the time feeling like all the face effects and face animations and expressions like
Peace,
like maxing out ability.
Hire the super animal dies by your hand. It won't be easy.
The first time we saw those faces, it was so fun.
Religious zealots.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it.
You the guy from Mad Men.
Your exploits are
Yeah, what's his name again?
or carries a private
I always forget this guy's name.
the journal
Character was Roger Sterling.
location.
Yeah.
Obviously,
There you go.
I'm blanking on the guy's name at the moment.
that's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike.
He was really nice.
We're counting on you.
John Slattery.
Another
name.
That's it.
Hess, being a former overseer by one of us.
Really good.
You meant to find him. Give him whatever help you can.
All right, let's do that.
Strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here.
Oh, Corvo?
By the way,
Corvo.
I was
Hello.
with you yesterday, and
Bethesda.
we both talked a lot, so I'm going to try to not talk as much tonight. But I do want to say, when we started this game, we assumed every mission would be at night, and it was actually like a goal of us and art direction
To listen to
to say, no, let's use golden hour, let's use daylight, let's don't set the whole game in bleak night. And as a result, you have these beautiful, sun setting, sun rising kind of moments, which I love.
Sorry, I'm adjusting my volume because I can't hear you guys very well. The game is so loud, and I'm not sure how I can change that. It's okay on the video. It's just in my ears.
Jeff Kernow still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family.
Captain Colonel.
Daughter and servants.
All I want is to save Captain Colonel.
Sorry, let me do that real quick. Options, Roger, global volume. Probably that's gonna help me. All right. Though it might not help the gamers. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I'll just drop it a little bit.
Breed of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle.
Oh yeah, that was the thing where we had an option to save
You used to do that, right?
her uncle, right?
Before
I guess you guys talked about that before.
Yeah, her uncle is the captain who's meeting with the High Overseer.
Yep.
Right. Captain
You
Carson.
can, you can choose to spare. Yeah, that was when we were naming characters. We realized they all had names.
Like a Catch-22 character.
Yeah,
Major base.
Major wants you to say Captain Colonel, while players were like battle.
Wasn't he so Colonel later though he betrays me, right? If he's back in the hound pit.
Colonel doesn't. He just goes away. I think if you spare him.
Okay.
He sends you a like later either Callista or Captain Colonel sends you a gift or something in your attic. You find it with like a note. Like
That sounds right, Arian.
In my memory, there's a scene with him and Callista talking, and I might imagine that. Yeah.
I love how
it might be in the post scenes at the end, you know.
it might be one of the millions ideas that we had that did not make it.
City Watch still holds the bigger streets.
I can't wait for the 50th year anniversary when we're all like in the old folks' home and we can barely remember anything. You know, it's gonna be great.
They show no red. What? Those buoys in the background that we passed a second ago. There was a police with more of a lobbing animation. Those swords. Those whistles. Just take all the bars. It's it's loading. It's just and it's actually still the mercy normal. It's like the full thing with great. Like they
They
were.
were all breaking up for me. I don't know why.
Oh no!
Let's go.
You think I can fix that?
But easy, damn it. Keep them in the boat.
All right, yeah.
And as it is.
Man, even the rain worked pretty well, frankly.
Hey,
And
better.
I probably spent a million years trying to get this body tossing scene to work.
Yeah, the little one.
Because they had to be, it was like the first scene we tried that was just like, these guys were on an infinite loop, like forever, and they can be interrupted, but they can't run out of bodies, so it just goes on forever. It broke like a noise.
I feel like Rap alluded to it briefly yesterday, but like almost all the game engines we've ever worked with, they either have AI out in the world that you can fight, or they have a cinematic that you can't interrupt, or if it's not blocking, you can just walk through it and it looks dumb. And we always do this thing where we like try to have the AI switch from listening to fighting to playing a scene, and it actually takes up a huge part of every project to make that system.
You're giving each character psychic awareness of one another, so if you take one out, then the other one knows that the scene was interrupted, and
Potentially beyond. In addition, in this continuing crisis, the owners
I think I'm gonna die miserably. Alright. Alright, so those are the streets. That was the part you did, I guess, Ricardo, right?
Yeah, I started the streets. And then at a certain point, we hired Daniel Becker, or I think he was in QA and he ships it over the world of design. I don't remember exactly, but Danny joined the team as a local designer at some point, and he took over the streets. But I did the first implementation, probably like up to like how or A level.
That's cool because Danny had worked on Disney games before, and he moved to Lyon at the same time I did, and worked with us on Dishonored 2. I mentioned the other day how much world building we try to do constantly, and we find every way to do it. Like a good example is, I think Raph got up onto a pipe or something, so a guard couldn't reach him. And we have the system where the guards can throw rocks, so they always have a ranged attack. But at some point, we changed that to broken pieces of bottle or brick, a half broken off brick or a rock, just so it kind of feels like you're in this decaying city and they pick up a chunk of debris and throw it at you. And that was like, that list was a very deliberate list of things that would support the feeling of 1850s England.
Yeah, that's less generic than just a rock.
You don't remember how to get that rune over there? What?
That's actually, you have to do all the Granny Rag stuff. Yeah, she has like a secret. She has a secret outsider shrine in her like back alley.
That's right.
At first, Blink wasn't like it was just another power. It was just like there was a time when Blink was not like the core power in the game. It was just one of the powers you could buy, and you can get through the whole game without Blink. And then
Yeah.
we realized that Blink needed to be the signature power of the game.
Yep, totally. Yeah. It made the game better. Oh, here she is.
Dear,
Susan Sarandon.
is this
Isn't Sarandon?
my dear husband?
Wasn't the story that she agreed to do this because like her
Haven't-
nephew or something was into video games?
I thought it was her son, actually. Like I begged her to do it or something. I feel it's the whole story.
I do remember talking to her and explaining that
Oh,
the game had good values around violence. Like you can actually play without fighting anyone or killing anyone. And that, you know,
very polite.
the right people are bad guys, you know, from her perspective, the people who abuse power. But she's very much against violence in video games, like, you know, run and gun type games, I think.
To the front door.
And then you were like, now pretend like you're being devoured by rats.
I was gonna say, I remember like she was fantastic in this role, but she'd never done a video game before, and like it was a little bit awkward getting this like, you know, stellar storied actress to be like, okay, yeah, now scream like you're on fire. Now scream like you know, tripped and fell over. Now scream. It's just like ridiculous. After a while, we were just like, okay, we got it. It's fine.
Yeah, also, it's hard working with the teenage crush. Like we worked with Susan Sarandon and Carrie Fisher, and it was just surreal, you know.
An emperor begged for her hand once, and rich young men fought each other for her favor. I watched her consider them all, measure their worth, and find them wanting. Then,
Emo cider.
I'm gonna skip the outsider.
pray to face the High Overseer, the leader of a great
The thing I find wanting right now is the lighting on your lips, bro. What is going on with that? That's work.
Are you gonna do all the side quests too, Raph? Or
No, probably not. I guess you know it's
I think the little birdies are sad today.
I'll do what I can. I don't know how this is gonna last this episode. Like maybe an hour and a half. Like I would like to. Oh shit. Oh yeah, cool. I would like to finish the Overseer.
The gun is a peculiar thing because it's a hybrid shotgun pistol. It has this big like bone in front of it where it just like blasts everything like you'd expect a shotgun to just in most video games shotguns just blast everything on the screen.
Yeah.
The pistol kind of works like that, but then outside of a range, outside of that blast range, it works like a pistol where it's more like a line trace.
And it's
But it actually does simulate the bullet because if you stop time.
from a gameplay standpoint, it was kind of a joker for us, right? It was the you have a certain amount of bullets. You don't have that many. You have only 10 if you really max out your inventory, and then you're pretty sure that when you use that, it's gonna be your special thing to get out of a dire situation. But you only have so many, so. But we wanted it to be powerful. Like okay, one hit and you kill. That's it.
Which presents some tuning challenges when everything is like basically one hit, but we got it. That's something pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard to
And the
balance the combat.
The upgrade of the pistol is just like you can fire it faster, basically. It holds more ammo.
Oh, my dear. I knew you'd help me with those ill-mannered boys. My brave man. Listen, Granny has a birthday present for you. I got it from the outsider, and now I'm giving it to you. Go on. It's upstairs.
Oh.
Honey, I think you'll cut a nice figure with it. Remember how we used to dance? Our parties were even grander than those at the boiler. Every
She just stepped into the wall.
I think so.
Ship it.
Yeah.
And her mug.
Here's my patch it. Oh yeah.
We did so much reinforcing of things.
Little gift I got for you. It's the least I could do for turning those out.
It's so creepy. She's like, what is it? What's the character? The Sherlock Holmes,
Oh, creepy Watson.
creepy Watson. Yeah, she just like did a creepy Watson.
I'll find you another present.
Like shutting off the lights and having her appear there is just like part of the fun, the spookiness and all that. I remember Ricardo and I talking about that. But I was gonna say she alludes to the Boyle party. You know, if you were just playing the game for the first time, you're just like, what is she talking about? But once all the pieces like fit together, you know, it's like reinforcing the whole world, you know, as we
It
go.
keeps on referencing itself. Yeah,
You'll have to go or they won't come.
especially when you play for the second time, then it makes more sense.
Exactly.
All right, so I can do the Galvani thing, or I can maybe I just go to the overseers.
Yeah. If you want to get it back, so that's a pretty big.
Yeah.
Attention, Dunwall citizen.
All right. Shit. Man, I'm so clumsy today. All right, so let's find a way around the. Oh yeah, we're still in tutorial mode. Sweet. Yeah, the first one is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Oh, the rats.
You little bastard.
Like I about to get eaten. Yep.
Look at it. Look at it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, first. Come and get me. I remember the first time I saw someone run through a wall of light in like the vertical slice, I think, before I even joined the project. It was like, that like sold me on it. It looked so good.
I like that we were so forgiving on the stealth, frankly. Like, even if your head pokes like that, they just don't care.
Yeah.
You know, there's never a perfect answer for that because the hardcore people will crucify you for it. But honestly, it's probably one of the reasons that Dishonored, I think, did better than most of our other games because we're just like, we let you have fun with it. You know, you can lean into those systems, but it's not too punishing.
Right.
My only regret with the tuning is that the difference between the easiest and the hardest modes isn't big enough. That like for the hardcore people, we should have used the hardest mode.
Yes, it's true. I mean, difficulty is like that often, right? It should not really be linear. It's almost like, oh, you want it hard, then let's go for it, you know? And the same with easy. Like, people want just a story. You really have to make it easy.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, Seth, that's a great comment, I think. And Raph, you're totally right. When you say just tell me a story, it ought to just be like anyone can play, your grandfather or grandmother can play. I'll never forget the day on... I know you're going to see thinking about or
It's an even easier mode for me, right?
Yeah, it's like, you brought that joke once. It's like, all right, can the grandmother play? Yes, she can. All right, send Harvey now.
Yeah, so, but I was going to say on this, I know this is Dishonored, but on Deus Ex, we had 4 tiers of difficulty, and it was the standard, like, easy, medium, hard, but then we did realistic, and we basically had, like, one bullet could kill you, and I just love that, and it gave the game such legs, because people that could play it over and over, they would put it on the super realistic mode, and then they would have to hack the cameras and all that stuff, so I think that's a great comment about difficulty in general.
Yeah, we should have done realistic. We fixed that in the DLC though. For anyone listening who's on the fence about getting the Knife of Dunwall and the Bring More Witches, it's like we tuned that one so that the hardest difficulty actually was difficult.
Oh, bloodbath. Huh?
All right. Oh. That should have been fun. To my advantage, right?
I think they probably got purpose through there.
It's funny because whenever this kind of thing happened to me, I feel so sloppy. Even if I survive, it really feels bad. I'm like, that was a mess.
Totally. I forgot about the combat focus. When you're doing melee combat, we blur the backgrounds.
Yeah, like,
that's the foreground.
That's a good idea.
I'd polish.
Yeah. Should reuse that trick into our next games, guys. Whatever you guys are working on, I don't know.
What we forget about that we worked so hard to build for so many years, and then we like walk away from it, and they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, if people understood in game development how much information is just lost between projects, it's
Yeah, totally. It's yeah, every time we reinvent the wheel and we go like, what did we do for that again? I can't remember, you know.
I mean, people thousands of years ago wrote shit down on like clay tablets, and so that farming techniques are preserved and stuff. But like, we can't be bothered to like perfectly document, and nobody would read it anyway. You know, it's every situation's different.
Yeah.
Totally.
I like how vertical our levels were. Well, I'm trying to do something, but it doesn't work. So I'm just gonna go to the next. Yeah, I like how the verticality feels so organic. Like you can't really feel the blocks. Like, oh, this height over there is exactly that or whatever. It's really nice.
Very engaging.
Hey, every time I see the security systems and the sort of you know, semi-industrial 1850s stuff, it always occurs to me, and I wanted to say this last time, and I wanted to say it this time. So much of the art direction here is Sébastien Mitton and Jean-Luc Monet and their team and their concept artists and all that. But they worked very closely with visual design director Victor Antonov, who passed a couple of years ago. And was it 2 years ago or 1 year ago? But
I think it was 2 years ago.
Victor was a huge inspiration to people and worked very closely with Sébastien Mitton. And like, I can't look at this game without thinking about how funny he was. Like with that Russian accent, you know, deadpan humor, just a funny guy.
He was Bulgarian actually, but yeah, he had that accent that to us sounds the same as Russian.
It's me, Overseer Martin.
There we go.
Oh, this guy.
Sight you are in that mask.
Yeah, let's put a guy on his knees in manacles that need to be synced with his animation.
Yeah, this was a pain in the ass.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
By the void.
Do we free this guy? What do you want? All right, probably right. We're good
Doesn't
guys.
really matter. I think he makes his way back if you don't.
He betrays you.
That's what I'm saying. He betrays me. So I was right about that, right? He betrays you later. So it feels.
Oh, this is not Callista's uncle. This is one of the loyalists.
Oh
Yeah, he's like a former highwayman turned fake religious leader, and he's gonna take over the church or something. I think that's the picture.
but that's the point.
That was an overseer, right?
But then I'd rather kill him because he's gonna betray me in later.
The conspiracy will dissolve and you will get a game over if that happens.
If I kill him, I'm gonna have a game over.
I think so. You should.
Not out here, really?
I think so.
Oh, maybe you have to rescue him.
He's critical for some scene later. So there's a basic
I want to.
violation of our values.
I know, we're so lame.
I know. I would not let that happen in my new game.
Work the whole campaign.
Ah, that's so bad. Ah, this is terrible.
Just stream immediately.
All right, on behalf of the entire team, we want to apologize.
Because he's in the lighthouse, and we also had a second mission here that he was going to be the main bad guy for, but we cut it.
So does it require that you release him? What if you don't release him?
No, he makes his...
He makes his way out anyway, right? But yeah, I mean that's a double bad thing we've done. But anyway,
Because I thought, like, my memory is we only had that rule in the Hound Pits pub, which it seems fine.
Yeah.
For this kind of game, I'm surprised we did one of these in the actual mission. I guess.
I mean, because he shows up,
Right.
we would have to fork the lighthouse if we did that.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah. I should buy another power, guys.
There is some cost.
I have 3 runes. We get.
I mean,
this one.
upgrading Blink is not a bad idea because like some of the verticality you wanted to see, like
Longer.
upgraded Blink helps with that. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually, the double jump is nice.
But possession is cool too.
Possession, it opens all kinds of pathways through water and rat tunnels and all those extra little things we did. I mean, that's an unsung hero of the game, is like the fact that the level designers hooked up, like there's a rat opening here and they can put the exit anywhere in it as if you went through tunnels, and you can like go past other rats and stuff. That was super fun.
Fuck it, I'm taking possession.
My favorite was possessing the hagfish.
Yeah. All right.
Do you remember we'd be sitting behind playtesters, watching them fail to use powers and not block and all this stuff, and we'd be just like behind the glass, we'd be like, block, motherfucker, block. And I feel like you were going on like low health for a long time, and it was flashing the potion on the screen, and I was thinking like, drink your fucking potion.
Well, I was looking for bread and food.
I love ambient behaviors like that guard stomping a rat. It's like it's all just scenic. So
And then if you're a rat, they'll stomp your ass too.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Such a cool moment. And we like very deliberately set these situations up so that the systems can interact. Like we're not telling him at this moment when the player looks, step on the rat. We're just putting the rats and the dude on a patrol path there, and inevitably they collide and he does the behavior. And so there's a good chance the player sees that. And then when they start possessing a rat, they should hopefully call back in their memory to like, don't they like step on this rat? And if they don't remember that, they just get stepped on. It's such a good moment. Such a fun surprise.
One thing we might have missed was there was a little conversation about the Heretics brand there, and that's the non-violent or non-lethal solution to the level that you have a hint for probably now because you quote unquote heard them talking about it.
All right.
Somehow we managed to find a collection of non-lethal solutions that in many cases are actually worse. Actually less humane.
I don't know how. I don't know what happened. I somehow switched to the. I don't know how. I was using the blink, and I found myself with a grenade instead.
It's radial menus.
Was it a D-pad or something that I did by? All right, I'm gonna reload.
Yeah, the radial menu worked out so good in Dishonored. On Prey, we did a spiral menu.
Yeah. The best meme about Dishonored is just the general concept that like you go in with the best intention to ghost past a bunch of people, and then 5 minutes later you look around the room and there's heads and blood and arms hanging off the rafters and all of that. So it's a pretty common experience.
Don't worry, Susan. You can play this game without killing anybody. It's a murder simulator.
Yeah, I want to be a little less sloppy, but I'm distracted. I'm speaking and all that.
Yeah.
And also, I haven't played in actually almost 14 years.
Yeah, you used to have me drive, and then you and Harvey would talk over it.
Yeah, Odinga, yeah.
This is fun. This is fun getting to watch you guys drive.
All right.
The loading screen triggers something primal in the back of my brain because I've seen it so many times that just
Out on a retreat, we pass through a fishing.
All right, let's do that again. Let's try to survive this time.
Yeah, we all collaborated on the non-lethal
Fuck.
sort of poetic justice, all not killing outcomes. But Rich, I think you suggested the Heretics brand, and it remains one of my favorites in the entire game. Really good.
Heal.
Yeah, heal. There we go. Man, why can't I sprint faster than that?
You gotta upgrade that shit.
Oh, I wanted to go through that thing with the blink. We should be able to.
I think it's the range.
So sloppy. This is so bad.
Oh yeah, the overseers are.
There you go.
We should be able to get the overseers right because like they were just really grenade happy. They loved throwing grenades, and inevitably they would just grenade each other to death. So we had to put a lot of work into making them not grenade each other.
We're constantly trying to differentiate areas, and so like giving them grenades, because they're the religious people, I guess, I don't know, but like it didn't make much sense, but like giving them grenades, and they, that was a nice way that the fight was different here.
Yeah. Did it play in the holy hand grenade from Fun?
there was a vent back there. You could have looked up and pickpocketed a guy that was standing on the vent, but that's okay.
There's always that moment in games where we look at all our enemies and their abilities, what they do, and how can we differentiate them. So those guys were the grenade people. And there's also, of course, the overseers that block your powers.
Oh, those guys were my favorite.
Yeah, they were cool.
Oh, yeah, with the music box.
And but
Yeah, going
go on.
off the public I don't know if the public knows this, but like we went to ZeniMax headquarters at one point, and we got to talk to Mike Coaches, the guy that was responsible for talking to all the vendors who made the action figures and the Funko Pop figures and all that. And he had this like big working overseer music box that never went into production. And I just sat in the office playing with it, and it was so cool. And only hardcore fans would have wanted it, but it was this thing that never got manufactured beyond the prototype that someone made, and it was incredibly detailed and clever. It was cool.
That's awesome.
All right, Rich, where should I go? I want a cool tip, like some sort of shortcut.
So possess those rats right behind you, and then run through that vent right in front of you. That's a good way in.
All right, this one's like where's the fence you're talking about?
So if you turn to your right, there's a vent at the far end of this sort of arcade.
Over there?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, bottom of that wall.
Great.
Very,
You
very
guys-
poorly lit.
You guys remember that we had a bone charm because there's black, white, gray, brown rat.
Oh yeah, the white.
We had a bone charm that was like, if you possess a white rat, it lasts twice as long or something like that. All these little details that are coming back now. It's funny.
And eat the white rat. To your left a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
Here it is. Don't slow, truly observant. And if the timer for possession runs out while you're in the vent, you die.
And you guys remember when we did the possession thing? We did the possession thing without really thinking we were going to possess rats. It was to possess humans.
Yeah.
And of course, with our kind of thinking and our kind of games, we were like, man, if there are rats and we can possess things, then we got to possess the rats. And that was kind of like creating a lot of problems with the programmers. Because all of a sudden you'd be able to go into tiny areas, right?
Yeah.
This is what developers refer to as feature creep.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, come on. It's also what
It's
made
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what gives the game so much value. I mean,
You could just imagine some programmer saying like, hey, when you go into a human body, you're the same size as Corvo, but if you go to the rat, you can get into a small place. What's next? Possessing fish? Actually, yes.
Well, now that you mention it. Oh.
Oh, what the hell?
What is going on there?
you taking a piss?
I don't think I.
Oh no, he's looking at the art.
Hey, Rich.
I got scared because of the fight.
Oh yeah, the
Ranks.
parishioners were in there listening to a lecture, and they got scared, and they all ran to hide.
And that, on patrol and stopping to appreciate a fountain or art or whatever is dynamic as a distraction system. But Rich, isn't it true that all of those like plaques commemorating past overseers, that's an allusion to the BioShock 2 team that you worked with?
Yeah, I was gonna mention that actually, and it slipped my mind. Yeah, just a bunch of people I'd worked with on BioShock 2 have their names kind of bastardized for those plaques. And you
In the
just mass
crazy
up
ways
there and-
they died, right?
Yeah. Defenestration, etc.
You guys remember how we decided the missions? I remember we had a few meetings, and we had on one side of the whiteboard, we had all the locations we thought would be cool to make in this kind of game, right? And one of them was a church, then it became an abbey or whatever. And then there was all those interesting locations. And every time we were trying to think what would be cool to explore and what kind of story it could tell about our world. And at the same time, we had on the other side, we had the type of missions. And one of the things was poisoning someone, trading glasses to poison someone, right? And that also had have a party somewhere or whatever. And then we assigned those locations and map it to a story.
Yeah, I was actually telling Rich before this meeting, before the stream, that like the first version, well, the earliest blockouts of this were actually a cathedral. It was before we had more specifics about the fiction of our world. It was just like a big ass cathedral with monks and chill.
That's right.
Yeah, it's crazy the things that you care about during development. Like I remember this was going to be the Abbey of the Everyman, but at some point it was very important fictionally that it not be the actual Abbey, that it be the Office of the High Overseer. I don't even remember why. But yeah, I wanted to say the thing that Raph was talking about with the list of locations that would be fun and types of missions and assassination targets. we specifically filtered everything over and over. Or is this stealth? Is this assassination? Is it 1850s? It's why we don't have a power like Fireball. We have Possession or Blink or Shadow Kill because they fit into that, right?
You can listen to them talking at the door too.
And if you look through the keyhole when he's trying the key, it'll black out as he sticks the key into the keyhole.
Wow.
As he animates.
You should have saved it ahead of time so we could try the different versions here.
I did not too far. I mean, yeah, not that close. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many permutations for this that spilled out into systemish behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a complex
Good.
scene. I remember there was many ways.
Well, because it's a glass and a bottle, and you can smash those anywhere else in the game.
You can't smell them, yeah.
Then of course you can smash them here, and this whole scene has to then do something.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you possess him after he drinks the poison, you'll die.
So
yeah, I spent like a week setting that up, and then I was like, wait a minute, do you even have enough roots at this point to? Yep, maybe more than a week. Yep. What's better in this game? But yeah, I didn't even know if you could do it, and then I saw a Reddit thread where someone was like, "Yep, I just died," and it says like, "You killed yourself, dumbass." That's the special like card.
what happens if I possess?
You could yourself. You're saying?
What happens if I possess Colonel now?
I don't think you've got a high enough level.
Yeah, I think you need to upgrade your position to that.
Oh yeah, I only can do the animals for now.
So if you have like the DLC and stuff,
Can't possess his ass. Well,
But my overseers have a name.
Who did you poison?
I can't allow you.
I poisoned Campbell.
Oh,
What on earth are you talking about?
and if you're under the table, he looks at you as he dies.
We call this genre immersive sim, and it's like all supposed to be simulated, but we actually have to do a lot of work, like Rich was just talking about, to like support the fantasy of the simulation.
Right.
So we want to respect our own rules, but games are hard to make, and you just can't simulate some of these things, and so we definitely closing the gap with scripting.
Also, there's things that the player wants to do that aren't part of the simulation, and that's why we use the term adventure game layer a lot. Because there is the simulation and there's the shooter, like, does it feel good in the body and are the guns good and all that. But also there's like, well, here's a poisoning scene where if you put this bottle here and switch the glass or whatever, that's the adventure game layer for sure, yeah.
Right.
Well, I gotta get that rune up there.
There's always like a tension between what, like, respecting the simulation or then doing some bespoke implementation for the adventure layer. And I think that's something this game got a really good balance of. Where we were always kind of negotiating where that simulation boundary or adventure layer boundary were.
Forgot where you are, Captain. You've no power here.
Yeah, now Kurnow makes his escape, and you can support him on his way out. There was a whole lot of.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he
Get him to run.
now.
No, he and his guys run all the way to the gate, and you can.
And this is not guaranteed, right? Like, he could totally win the fight or lose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's your enemy at this point because he doesn't know who the hell you are, so he'll fight you too.
The intruders on site.
All right, I want to take this.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only reason. Oh shit! Oh no!
Green, your greed killed you.
My
You build too deep and too greedily.
You're literally on the loads outside the window. You're like, I'm going to go back in and get it.
Oh, there we go. I'm here, so I can do other thing this time. Combine the two glasses. Well, maybe not as fun. Spill the glasses. Let's spill the glasses.
You can also, yeah, because that leads down to the room, the secret chamber.
All right, let's do that.
Grab the room.
Yeah, you have the room.
There you go.
You just have to sneakily follow him.
Well, this time I'm gonna escape through a window before it closes.
Yeah, but they Kurnow or Campbell finds another way to kill Kurnow. So he leads him to his like little den of sin, and there's more good shit down there too.
All right, I'll do
You
it.
have to kill Campbell.
I'll do it.
You should.
Oh yeah, it's true. He's not gonna die otherwise. You're right.
Yeah.
And Kurnow's only your friend if he sees that Campbell has drawn a sword before you reveal yourself. Otherwise, he fights you. Little triggers everywhere.
Every time you say his name, I hear Colonel. And every time I say Kerr, no.
This is what Campbell and Ricardo are now in Callista.
What Ricardo was alluding to earlier is that we figured out that like you should have an alphabet in your game, and no character should use the B name or the C name except one. One C name in the whole list. You have one D name, or else players just get mind blown by it.
You should, by the way, you shouldn't be sitting here.
But then there's gonna be some bread and some stuff to eat, and I will waste my
Very well, Campbell.
my thing.
You got the...
What?
What?
That was wrong. That was wrong.
They looked up or something. They should cool down.
I don't know if they're in the bar to do that. I think they only got like enough of a hint to know that there was something going on.
Reload. You should reload the save right before this.
You want me to reload? All right. I guess it was
That's
here.
on the animators. That's not me.
Was it on the animators?
Saved right as they were.
Because they made the head look up, and he was doing an ambient something. His cone filled the wrong place.
I'll never forget that moment in Prototype when we had an early crude version of the Hound Pits pub, and the guards had ponytails. Remember? And we hopped up on a wall right by the back door, and the guy stepped out the back door on the porch to smoke, and he went to crack his neck, and he went like that, and he looked up and saw us, sitting on the wall, and it was just like a magic moment for the team, because the view cone was like, attached to his head, and
Take out the real vid. Leave them in.
Yeah. Talking of Yukon, it's interesting how we had to squash them because it's so frustrating to be seen when you are when you're hired. So we really wanted them to have a low version.
hiding in the rafters or up there. And the example I was talking about, the guy literally just went to crack his neck, which is an ambient animation. And at the time, we were just, the view cone was slave to the look direction. And he busted us.
Come on.
Oh my God.
That is so weird. That is so weird. I'm on carpet. I was crouched.
Yeah, you were crouched.
Oh, I was not? I think I am.
No.
Oh, maybe I was not. Okay.
You
Well,
also, I think there's a path you could take above them.
Mm-hmm.
With
The sort of chandelier path.
oh, you're right. I was not.
Yeah.
I was not. Litwin?
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could stay above them the whole time.
Well, yeah, so you can use the transoms to get from room to room.
Well, that's going to be tough from here.
Is that what that's called? A transom?
All right. Let's do that again.
Let me just look that up.
Yeah, the thing leading above the door, that is a transit.
Fuck.
Nailed it.
All right.
Oh, that's what's happening. A random guard on patrol.
How can I get out of this situation?
You ever see your masks look almost like samurai masks?
You get on that transit.
They're like Oni.
I don't know why you can't reach that.
I should have listened to Harvey and get the better version of this power, the one that goes.
Then wait and go to the chandelier. Yeah. Once
Yeah.
you're past it.
All the powers are way cooler at level 2, and it was a running joke the entire project that we would eventually do level 3 of all the powers. So like, bend time, you could back time up, rewind it. Yeah. I don't remember what we joked about possession being, but it was like, they were funny.
Some of the powers are just great even at level 1, and then you might level them up, but then like bend time feels like it's not that useful at level 1. You have to kind of invest in level 2 to really get the...
I mean, it's tempting to just kill him now, but you want me to wait?
I gotta open these doors.
Let's march this team.
It's not that far away. Man, I'm getting playtest jitters though. Like
We almost
work.
cut this like 7 times, probably.
I think if you poison Campbell, you can actually still come down here and find all this.
because he's got the eye.
Yeah.
You could pick the eye out of his belt, and then he can't open this. Isn't it on?
Oh, yeah, and then they just fight right there, right? I think that's like our least supported path. I think at that point he just pulls out they just pull out their swords.
Yeah, that's the fallback to everything is just swords out.
Yeah.
Such, in my opinion, this is a good piece of world building because this austere religious leader has a secret den with alcohol and lush red carpets and paintings and objects of value.
Just he's been like drugging his dates and stuff as well with because the sleep darts are without that wine glass.
Used to his.
It's like, look at this painting while I pull my sword out.
Give me a good battle scene anytime, and I'm happy.
I just wanted to do that.
A slow-mo.
He was about to say good job and walk away.
Yeah.
Thanks for setting.
Did you steal the cider?
Oh, I'm gonna steal everything.
I meant from the painting behind you.
Oh no, I did not. In the intro. No.
Okay. I wanted their giant aquarium.
Yeah. I made 2 versions of the painting, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Jeff and I were talking about it.
You forgot that?
We played with Emily.
Yeah.
See, that's why I didn't want to eat the potion. Now I wasted my potion. Thank you, Harvey.
You would have died though.
No, I did not get hit. I love the sleep darts. They're so OP.
Yeah, they're really okay.
And then if you snuck in here, you would see this room through that grate and know that it was there and want to come and check it out.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
we really went overboard making villains in this. Like, you're supposed to play a good-hearted character, and the bad people are really bad. They really do bad shit in this game. It gets quite dark, and I'm just looking around remembering some of this.
We could take him to his the branding room. How long do we have? Are you guys okay with that, or?
Yeah, I've got time.
I gotta head out around 9. Maybe I can stay a little bit later, but yeah.
Oh, around 9. Okay, so should we wrap it up then?
It's a pretty quick process from here to do the branding.
Okay, let's see.
If you want it.
So over there. Oh, I see. I gotta read the instructions first.
Did you pick up the Heretics brand?
It's in the same room as the chair.
Oh, okay.
You can just go back up those stairs you came down.
All right, Rich, guide us.
I'll play testing code.
If you
And head left.
Anthony Husso is a level designer who brilliantly worked on Lady Boyle's Last Party, and some of us played D&D with him, first edition 70s D&D with him, and his campaign's so hard. If he had done this, the brand would not be in the room; it'd be on another plane.
It would be in another mission.
Beautiful plan. Gives you the upside down to get the Bravo.
Yeah, exactly. And then you come back, and yeah, terrible.
So just up those stairs to the next floor, and then.
Oops!
You got it.
Did you get? No, I didn't see you.
Oh, it's guys.
She's disappeared. So that was something we put a lot of intention into. Is that this rule that like when you blink, you're teleporting. So from the guard's perspective, they just see someone disappear. So you can totally just teleport from a guard who's looking right at you behind them, and they don't know that you're there. They make a noise.
All right, I had to. Let's grab this asshole. Oh God.
It's pretty easy for him to get shot, by the way. I believe I was carrying him one time, and a guard shot at me and killed Campbell, which was very disappointing.
That's definitely in this edition. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, hang a left here. You can stay in the you can stay on the chandeliers if you want.
Yeah, but where do you want me to go there?
To your left, just follow this. Well,
You landed on that guy's head. I got it.
There you go. I guess I'm gonna get the high chaos ending.
okay, so follow the rug to the left, around the corner there.
Over there.
That way. There's a lot of guys in
There's
here.
another guy here.
Yep.
Oh, that's what a current house there.
Okay, then that room right ahead is where it's next to the branding room.
Caught in the lockdown last night. 6 hours.
All right.
The place talked back.
Okay, so that door on the far end of the room, right through there.
And I doubt there's anybody ever going to watch this that hasn't played the game, but obviously you're in a religious facility. There's a thing called the Heretics brand. The fiction is anyone with that mark branded on their body is persona non grata, right? They're excommunicated. No one's allowed to talk to them or help them or give them food, rent them an apartment, etc. So what you're doing is you're taking the Pope essentially in this land and you're branding his face with this.
Yeah, he's making him untouchable.
We definitely should. There shouldn't be anyone who hasn't played the game looking at this video. It would be really bad. Please, if you haven't seen the game, you don't watch us. Yeah.
You can get this game for really cheap right now, actually.
Well, I almost had to pay for it. Yeah, Dinga sent me a key. All right, let's do it.
So pop him in there, and then the brand itself is.
This is someone. Oh man, we did not protect that area. I would assume that nobody can really.
Yeah, might have seen a corpse or something.
Interrupt you or something. Okay.
Okay, so the brand is up to your left in the balcony observation area up there.
Yeah.
You may have to go around, or you might be. Yeah, you should be able to blink up there.
Yeah, but I don't have the big. Oh yeah, I'm still good. Yeah. Okay, good.
There it is.
More of this.
Also, since Cornell's unconscious, you actually have to bring him to a dumpster, make him safe, if you want to do that.
What?
He's unconscious now, so he has to be brought to a dumpster. It's where it says a safe location.
Safe location. That's where we have this. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we were past localization, so I couldn't name it anything. I couldn't use the word dumpster, so I could just use a safe location and put it somewhere. And so that's what that's about.
This is gnarly.
But it kind of goes back to the beginning of the game where they burn you with a hot brand, right? So,
Yeah. Spring razor.
Spring razor.
kind of a disciplined thing that he did was like giving out stuff later and later in the game, saving some goodies for later missions.
So I don't think I'm gonna find a safe place for Colonel.
Colonel's on his own.
He's on his own. Plus, he's gonna make it anyway, right?
If you don't put him in the dumpster, he doesn't canonically make it.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
But then he betrayed me.
He's a big boy.
Deal with consequences.
Yeah, I'll betray you.
I think Burnout does not.
Yeah, he does not. He doesn't. It's the other one. Yeah.
But you made it.
All right. Now I'm gonna run.
Wait. You have to go to the boat behind the overseer, right?
Yeah, it's to either. Yeah, you can go to the right. There's an alley to that.
Yeah.
That.
It works over there.
Hoping that
Yeah.
this is that spot where I think Rich, you put a guy teleporting in on the roof of the building as if Dowd was watching you.
Yes.
And it's very
cool.
cool, and it is intriguing to a lot of players. But because this is a game with Ben time, I think people figured out that they could get up there, and you used a combat dummy. You for the guy watching you from the roof. Some people figured that out.
Yeah, I saved these guys. I finally did something good.
I cannot thank you enough. I must get my sister to safety. But first, I may know of a way to thank you. There's a safe in the bunkhouse. The combination is 203. Take what you want.
203. So remember that.
And then the
Yeah.
boat, and then
This is back when the lights used to affect the rats. Or did they still affect the rats, or did we cut that? I think we cut that, right?
I thought we cut that.
No, I thought it really
I like how nobody knows.
for rubber mouth. Thought we had like exclusion zones or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. We had because they were in the canon. They were called rat lights, and they were meant to be a way to keep an area safe from the rats. And we had a volume. It wasn't dynamic. It wasn't like the lights automatically did it. We had to mark it up with some.
There's some crazy fiction too that like the lenses on those lights would crystal that one of the wealthy nobles like owned the mines to or something.
I think that got cut.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it's in a book somewhere, but if you watch those rats, I bet they walk into the light.
Was that guy peeing when you choked him out?
Yeah.
And I know there was a bug at one point when you were choking people, they would still continue peeing.
And I think the question is, if you possess a rat and walk into the light, does it depossess you?
Oh yeah, I could possess rats and get closer to the destination. Let's do that. Cohias. Oh, you know who did this voice? Dinga.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Actually, there's no way up. I know that.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Dinga did those voices, and it's for the spells. Yeah, some sort of Arabic language, but I invented language, of course.
Yeah, he just blended together. I think he speaks 3 or 4 languages, and he blended together words from several languages. People to this day tell me that they think they know what it says, and I'm just like, you don't know what it says. It doesn't say anything, like.
This was where we were going to sneak preview the exploding dogs that we never ended up making.
Oh yeah.
There was like a guy trying to train one of them, and it explodes on the other side of the wall, and you see like his helmet land on the near side of the wall.
Oh, we had hounds that were gonna explode.
Yeah.
There are plans for it when I write you. They need like collars or something, and they would rub you, and they would
Like a little vest, yeah.
see that safe, Raph?
Where is the safe?
Why haven't I seen a single?
Oh, there, 201, right? Yeah, it's so dark. Like, hey, we should have a light here. Can someone put
A modern game would have put lights on the safe.
Yeah. 201. Where was it?
203.
203.
Okay, how many years was it after Thief that we made this game? Like,
Well, Thief was 99 or 98.
99?
No, hold on. Thief was no, I think Thief was 97 maybe.
Wait. When it came out or when? Yeah. So this game was started development roughly like 10 or 12 years after Thief.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's when I met with Doug Church, and he said if we had Thief to do over again, the thing I would advise is don't reward people for going super slow.
Yeah, it's
Them to
true.
Hat.
Yeah.
And so part of, blinking and all of that came from not wanting to force the player to move at a snail's pace.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Thief on steroids. No.
I think if I had this game to do again, I probably would have fought to like have the non-lethal like ghost playthrough gated on having first ability of the game. Like the ability to get that achievement would have been like on a second playthrough to encourage players on the first playthrough just to go high chaos, play with the systems, and build the expertise and the gameplay fluency. Because then they'd have a more fun time with the stealth part. But so many players tried the first time they're playing the game to play Ghost and non-lethal, and they're only using a third or less of the tools. Yeah, and it's just not as fun an experience. So,
Well, maybe I don't know. It's like sadistic form of or masochistic form of fun. Maybe lived a pretty for them.
yeah, but I think it also engenders frustration. I think, and I feel like once you like play through the game high chaos and murder and just do the whole murder path, then I think that gives more weight. I think to doing the non-lethal one, and then you also have the expertise. I think to do it.
Or remove save load anywhere, so you're not save scumming and
Yeah, that's true.
generative kind of solution.
And this way we make a game that is like 200 hours of gameplay. If you remove the save games.
Coming is always such a debate, though, because it's so pleasurable to stop at the beginning of an area and save, and then try like 8 or 9 different ways to do it, and then proceed through cleanly and save at the end of that. I personally really like that, but.
Yeah.
But I know it is a debate, because they're
Difficulty. Like the highest difficulty should have been like you can only like the game automatically saves the load at the beginning and end of level. Like there's no save and load during a level.
It's certainly smart. Yeah, we could make it a difficulty tuning, not necessarily attached to a specific level, but like an option is to only save at some save points or whatever.
Or you can save and quit, but you can't like save and run anywhere.
second guessing ourselves. I mean, the game did all right.
Yeah, he did all right. Yeah. It's like, if I were to do this game again, I would probably fuck it up.
Yeah. I mean, everybody can make their jokes. It's like, man, we've all had like 20 or 30-year careers, and there are bad games in there and good games. It is incredibly easy to fuck up a game.
Yeah.
So these guys make you feel cool. I don't remember. You didn't talk to Callista, but she probably has the sad conversation right now. Well, my hope she didn't live or whatever.
Cornell was devoured by rats in the basement.
I went and checked the dumpster, but he wasn't there.
The safe place that we agreed on.
Yeah, calling back to Harvey's earlier comment about the lighting and trying to like do a lot more stuff at Golden Hour, make the world seem redeemable and beautiful. Like that was because we like did some play testing, and the feedback overwhelmingly was that the world was so dark, and all the characters were really mean to you. Like they treated you like dog shit, and then the world was really dark, and then they were just like, why do I care? Like the world feels irredeemable, and so we had to do this whole redeemability pass where we had to like make the characters be nice to you and say things that like were encouraging, and we had to change the lighting in some maps and just make the world feel a little bit like there was, even though it was a dark world, there was still some optimism there, and I think that made it.
It's cool. It's part of like the cycle of development where you hear a feedback really loud, and we all felt it. It was like, man, this world is really grim. It's like it's nothing worth saving, and then we addressed it. Like this shows the good agility of the team, and we addressed it in different ways. But it's interesting how all you need to do is a few things, and of course, the changing the role of Emily was part of that too, because now you really had some true anchor to the world. But it was not like a huge amount of instances. It was just passing the threshold so that the world was still dark, but you had empathy for more people.
Yeah, I always use the example of film where imagine if a film crew shot a film and when they yell cut on the last scene, it immediately goes to the theater. That would be a horrible film. You have to sit down together and watch the film and go like, oh shit, this character just disappears and has no resolution. Oh my God, this is so dark. What if we relit that one scene? What if we change this line to support the later thing that happens? And like the best games we've worked on, we finished the game. You could play them, you could have shipped them, but the company gave us like 6 more months to do those refinement passes. And it wasn't just making the world, putting Emily in a more prominent role, people say nicer things to you. It was also an opportunity that Ricardo and I specifically used with the writers of all the little lines. You'll notice they yell like assassin a lot, because it kind of was like, what am I in this game initially? And then it's like, well, you're the royal bodyguard, you're the royal protector, and you're an assassin now, blamed by the guards for being an assassin. And so we just drove that message over and over again. And those briefings, like the one you just had, where he was like, "You've done a great thing tonight." That all that came 11th hour, didn't it? Like, wasn't it like alpha or beta or something?
Yeah, because it was bare bone for a long time. Oh.
We also had to tone down the language on the city guards, like just
they were so vulgar all the time. Yeah, and it was like, again, let's drop some fucks. They were swearing every word.
Yeah, it sounded dumb. It sounded like adolescent and forced.
Yeah, too much.
Tried to get it. It just felt stronger.
Yeah,
like it was one of those less is more things.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. It was fun.
That was super fun. Thanks for
all that memory lane.
Yeah, you could see that level again. I teach level design on the weekends, and I always go over the poisoning scene every year as an example of like scripting spillover and scope creep and saying yes to the player and stuff like that. So it's always fun to see it in person actually.
Yeah,
having you here to point out all the things. I know you and Ricardo both worked on that, but like all the things that I had forgotten, like the fact that you're looking through when the keyhole. We did keyhole peeping. Like it was something Raph and I talked to Todd Vaughn about 100 times, and we finally got keyhole peeping in there. And like the fact that the key blocks the view, I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
No one probably ever saw it.
I didn't.
It did mean that I had to animate those guys talking because they couldn't just be voices. They had to actually stand there and
oh shit, I should have. Yeah, that's why you said reload and show that. Yeah, that's true. That's a cool detail I was not aware of. Which shows how much they were like in one playthrough, there's no way a player can see 100% of the content, which is
No way.
part of why those games are cool.
And then this kind of led into the streaming era where people are showing off, like, I know we had playtests and stuff, and people thought, like, this game is linear, and then they'd compare notes, and like, wait a minute, you saw someone named Granny Rags? And then they'd compare notes, and I think, like, this kind of...
Remember the whole team watched somebody, this when streaming was pretty new.
It was when Justin TV was around. Twitch was still called Justin TV, and it was that one guy, and he was sitting there letting Emily hang on to the crane or whatever at the end, and he was just talking to his audience, and then she drops, and he's like... It was...
Dude, I told that story the other day at a team meeting, and the way I told it was like, guy was really cool streamer, he was enjoying the game, and when he started, a few people would walk by the conference room and kind of like see the screen Stephen Hurd had set up with like number of downloads or something also displayed. And by the end of his playthrough, the whole team was gathered there. I remember, and I'll never forget the guy. Like in my memory, he's drinking a Mountain Dew, smoking, and like, you know, Havelock is threatening to drop Emily, and he's like, yeah, sure, you're going to drop the little girl. And then he drops her, and she dies. She falls to her doom. And the guy's like, cigarette flies out of his mouth, and he's like, holy shit. That's my memory of the scene. And we were all dying laughing. We were so happy that we let that happen because, hey, otherwise games are bullshit if there's not consequences to them, right?
Yeah, totally. Cool. Well, thanks again. I hope the recording went well, and I'll check now. But thanks again, and there's gonna be a few more episodes, so we'll see where that goes. See you for the next one.
All right. Cool. This was a pleasure. Thanks.
Good night, everybody.
Cheers. Bye-bye.